So before we even started, today, but before we even went and started recording, me and Dakota instantly started talking about the Astro World stuff. Um, Pretty interesting
Yes,
stuff.
indeed.
Well, pretty horrifying stuff, to be honest with you. That's gotta be one of the worst ways to die, no? Like,
I mean,
crowd
so
crush?
I'm slightly confused myself on this. So, like, I see some of the things. Like, some people, obviously, I assume, of the people that died were just, like trampled over, and they died from, problems arising from that. But I keep seeing things on my like news stuff, like people saying things where they're like, some person was injecting people with drugs in the crowd.
Yeah, so
Like,
no,
and
this
stuff
is...
like that.
So this is what I have read and how I've understood it. People thought at first that there were people injecting others in the crowd, which it turned out that there was a security guard there that did, like, while he was trying to control the crowd, he did feel like a prick in his neck or something like that, but they cannot confirm or deny it.
Yeah,
But that's only
what I
one
was-
person, and the main reason why so many people got injured and or died or ended up going into cardiac arrest was because of something called crowd crush. Crowd crush, I think, is the definition, like the actual
that's
name
what
for it.
the terms that they use.
And
But,
that
I
is
mean-
basically where, like, people just literally, like, they're so crushed
Oh yeah,
in this
yeah.
crowd that they literally can't breathe.
I mean, first of all, let's start this. Get this out of the way. Travis Scott, as well as anyone else that was associated with this event, is entirely at fault for any of this.
Oh yes, 100%. Everybody takes.
Secondly, I don't know about you, but me personally, I've been to many a concert. Well, not many. It hasn't been a whole lot. It's been at least 10 concerts I've been to. All of them rock or metal concerts, okay? Now, everyone's always like, rock and metal concerts are fucking so terrible, right? Like it's just like the stigma about it. Like, there's all this shit that happens. It's everyone metal, blah, 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 whatever. Every single concert I've been to has never had any issue with any of this type of thing. Like, if there has ever been an issue of anything even close relating to this, the people that are performing stop performing. They will legitimately, like, yell at people, like, on the stage, and they'll be like, we're gonna not perform until you guys stop doing what you're doing.
Right.
Like,
And there's good
I've
examples
had
of
that
it out there
happen.
too on YouTube.
I know there's examples everywhere. I just saw recently a clip of Linkin Park back in like 2008 or something.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen that on.
And, rest in peace, Chester Bennington, R.I.P.
Yep.
My boy. Linkin Park, a goated band. It's unfortunate that he was going through some problems.
Too soon.
But honestly, but like, there's a clip of them from like 2008 or some shit, probably, where they are in the middle of performing at a concert and they stop like midway through the song, and they're just like, "Yo, like there's a mosh pit happening or something, like that." And someone fell down, and they saw it from the stage, and they completely stopped everything. They're like, "Pick that dude back up."
Right. And they were
then-
like, they stopped, made sure he got up and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Now we're gonna reiterate this, okay? If someone falls down, what do you do?" And everyone yelled, "Pick them up!" and shit. Like, it was just a nice little thing that I and all that. And I'm like, see, that's what happens at 99% of concerts I've ever been to, and even ones I haven't been to. Personal experience. Well, I guess not personal experience. It's anecdotal experience, but happened to my girlfriend and her friend recently. Oh, I guess not recently at this point, like a month or two ago. Went to that. I went to that festival.
Yes. I do
And
recall.
yeah, so my girlfriend and her friend were all like, I want to go into the pit. If a pit happens next to us, I want to go into it. And I'm like, all right, well, you guys have fun with that. I'm not doing it. And a circle pit opened up next to us, which, for anyone that's unaware, a circle pit is just a mosh pit that runs in a circle. Like, you know how when you were a kid in a pool, you'd run in a circle in the pool and make a whirlpool?
Right.
It's that, but adults, no water, in the crowd of a concert.
Yeah.
So that opened up next to us, and they went into it, and both of them came out of that circle pit, and they said the exact same thing. They're like, "I fell, but like it didn't even feel like I fell." They're like, "Because when I fell, I instantly got picked back up by everyone else around me, and I just kept moving forward."
Yeah.
And I'm like, both of them said that. They were both like, yeah, I fell, but I instantly like it didn't even feel like I fell. Like it was like I imagined it.
Well, that's what I'm like. It literally takes nothing. Even like, even the crowd. I feel like, and there was, I guess, the crowd out of everybody. The crowd was the most like being like, hey, someone go like stop this show real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hear videos of the whole
Yeah.
crowd yelling, "Stop the show!"
Yeah.
He, at one point, Travis Scott, while performing, said like he could hear it clearly, and he said something like, "Who told me to stop the show?" Like as a joke question, and then continued.
Right. And that's just not acceptable. It really isn't. I don't.
Certainly is not.
I don't understand where the thought process is, especially when you see. When I saw the video of Travis Scott staring at that kid that was being carried
Getting
over
carried
the
out.
crowd. He was getting passed over the crowd to the ambulances. The crowd was like literally like somehow like helping each other
Yeah,
out.
they were like crowd surfing him over.
Yeah, crowd surfing him over there. And this kid was in cardiac arrest, dying.
Yeah, and while he's watching it the whole time, by the way, he's sitting up on his stand watching it, and he's going, into his auto-tune microphone.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Like, fucking stop the show. There is no excuse to that. And the excuses he's given on social media have been ridiculous. And the another thing I wanna really quickly talk about after well, I'll bring it up later actually. But his excuses have been ridiculous. At first we got a thing written in an iPhone notepad from what it appears. Like an Apple
note on Twitter that was supposed to be, I guess, an apology that was not an apology. Never said like sorry in it or anything. He was just like, unfortunate situation that happened, guys. Like that was basically what it said in the thing.
Right, and that in itself was just really that made me mad for obvious reasons. Like, people died at your concert, man. And apparently this isn't the first time this has happened. Yeah. This isn't the first time that this has happened at Astro World. And I don't understand how this happened. Like, you think you learn after one time of this happening, but I guess not, and it's ridiculous. But then he went on Instagram Live, made a half-ass apology video that pretty much stated, like, I don't remember the exact wording, but it was something along the lines of, like, it was basically like the notepad thing, where he was just like, oh, it was unfortunate. And he was, like, covering one of his eyes up with his hand. Like, it was really bad. And it was really disappointing. It's really disappointing to see this. Like, there's no accountability. And don't get me wrong. Yes, I blame like over 50% of this on Travis Scott, because at the end of the day, he was the one on stage that could have manned up, stopped his show right then and there, and said something while he was on stage watching all this happen. Like, it's not like he wasn't sitting there watching this all go down. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I mean,
there is other people at fault. The venue, the people that plan the event, out, like they're at fault. Dude, and another thing that I was also hearing was that there was celebrities in the VIP section that, like, people were trying to jump into the VIP section to escape the crowd crush, in a sense, and celebrities were, like, literally beating up these people that were jumping into the crowd section. Like, it was like, it's like, why would you do that? These people are trying to escape a really horrible situation. They're literally just trying to live. Just pull them in, if anything. It makes me so sad that yeah. So basically,
I heard they were jumping into the VIP section and stuff like that, but
I guess there was a guy that was like, he was having a really hard time breathing, and he was trying to get into the VIP section so that way, because there was an ambulance that like carted behind the VIP section or something like that to like pull people from the near the VIP section into the VIP section that needed medical attention. And when people try to jump over, like, there was apparently this lady that was in the VIP section, and she said, I paid good money for this. It's like she was beating the shit out of these people that were jumping into the VIP section. And I was like, well, dude, that's just so sad to hear.
I think why okay, I'm about to say a couple things, I guess. Number one, the crowd itself is also to blame. Not like the whole entirety of the crowd, obviously, but like people in the crowd. Like how remote in your brain of, like, you have to have 0.2% of human like the human capacity for empathy at all for you to be sitting there and be like, huh, this person in front of me fell over. I'm gonna step on them so I can get closer to the concert. Like, what?
Yeah, that in itself is just disturbing.
Yeah,
but in my opinion, in my opinion, like, if anything, like, what makes me so upset is how people are trying to defend Travis Scott and the people that planned the event out. Like, how do you that's like defending the people defending Henry Ruggs right now for which is a whole other topic we'll get to today. The people defending Henry Ruggs for going 156 miles per hour on a residential road. By the way, congrats. Never heard that done before. And then fuck, bro. My brain just completely dead. There was another, like, example I was gonna give. Oh, back in the day, or a couple months ago, or a month ago, on TikTok, there was this kid that killed this lady and her, like, child, like, street racing, and people were like, oh, release him, you know, he's so young. And, like, there was these girls on TikTok that were like, oh, he's so hot. And I was like, dude, what?
I do remember that. I did see that.
Dude, it's so depressing to see that for people, man. Like, who would ever in their right mind be like, oh yeah, these people deserve to not get punished because they weren't thinking right. They're here. And I don't know, bro. Like, this shit is just so ridiculous nowadays. It feels like you're not you can't hold anybody accountable anymore for their actions, which is ridiculous to even say.
No. Well, next thing I was gonna say, personally, so we talked about this slightly before we like started this or whatever. But you know, if anyone's seen the video of the gate at the beginning, like the crowd pushing it over and then just running through the gate that they pushed over that they're not supposed to be going through. People are getting trampled over right there. First of all, you're like breaking the law, also doing all this stuff. But regardless of that, so that happens. If I'm any person, like any performer or anything, the show's not happening. Like I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm not doing it. You guys are fucking ridiculous.
Animals.
Yeah, no, literally. Like, I'm just gonna be like, no, you guys are ridiculous. You can't even walk through the security lines and shit to get into the venue. You just push walls over. Like, no, I'm not rewarding that.
Right. Well, you
like,
see, my biggest issue, obviously, like, my biggest issue is that's the worst thing that the crowd did, I think. Other than the fact that they were, they were pushing people from what I heard, but this issue also stems from you overbooked the venue. It's like when you overbook an airline, but at least the airline will come out and say, "Oh, we overbooked this flight, and some of you can't go on here." Instead, they just told everybody, and that'd be the equivalent of Delta when they overbook a flight. They were like, "Oh yeah, you guys just have to stand."
yeah,
You know, like what? They literally just did that, and it caused. This is the result: is fatalities.
And here comes our guardian.
pretty similar.
Right on time.
Right, and it's just disappointing to see. Like it's recently, there's just been a lot of this negative stuff coming out. It's almost like we're getting little flashbacks to 2020 and how like the shit just like hit the fan, you know? Like now, right now, it's like there's a bunch of shit just hitting the fan with the Henry Rugg situation, with the situation at Astro World. It's been crazy in the world lately, and I feel so bad for these families that have to they have to deal with the fact that their kid is gone. Like he's not their kid's not living anymore, obviously.
Yeah, and on that note of like not living or anything, so let's get back real quick to like the at-fault people here, the venue and everything. So I told you again before we started this, not obviously I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm just going off of things that people are saying, and I'm pretty sure it hasn't been confirmed or anything. But I keep seeing people saying stuff about like the medical staff and the security staff and all that stuff there, and how they were like trained poorly, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the ones I saw was someone said they were like a nurse or something, and they were in the crowd, and one of the people that died was like in front of them. And like some of the other people that were like injured and passed out and stuff were like around the area, and she was doing like CPR and stuff on them, as you should be doing. And the medical staff was like coming over, the people, like the medical staff that was there were like walking around to all the people, like checking them and whatnot. And apparently they were like super ill-equipped, according to what they said. They didn't have like how I don't remember the actual term of the bag, but it's like the little like first aid bag, basically. Well, no, it's not. That's not what it is. But it's similar, but it's not a first aid kit. We'll just call it a first aid kit for now. But they were like, none of them even had a first aid kit on them. They were like not sure entirely how to do CPR. Like she was saying that she was like coaching them on how to do CPR and stuff because they were doing it so badly. Said they were like freaking out and like didn't know what was going on, and they were just going from like person to person, like that was collapsed on the ground, like not really doing anything. And they didn't have a CPR breathing mask. Apparently none of them had one. And if that's all entirely true, like completely like a back-upable thing that like comes out or whatever, that like it was that bad, then like there's no like there's nothing you can do at that point to like make that seem okay. Like
No.
that's just it looks like you just took some people, you were like, hey, wear this medic shirt,
Yeah, literally.
and then just like put them out there. Like I don't understand like how it could be that poorly organized and that poorly done. Like literally every part of this is so poorly done. I can't understand how they did it so poorly.
Yep. And the worst part is they're gonna try to, you know, I've heard that there's. I just heard an hour ago. I saw on Twitter a bunch of news articles came out and said that Travis Scott is being sued.
Dude, yeah, I saw a couple of
He
those.
should arguably be in fucking jail, along with everybody that was in this event, or that planned this event. In my opinion, because you literally let people fucking die, watching them die. Literally, that's literally, you literally were just. I don't know what that charge would technically be. Like, I don't think you could just charge somebody with murder like that. But I'm sure you could charge
it would
them with
probably be
like,
some sort of negligent manslaughter. Or
yeah,
something.
like negligent, negligent
If that was
manslaughter
to
would
be a
probably, yeah, like they'd probably like with the amount of stuff that they pull out of their ass for some cases, like they could probably figure it out,
I'm
And
sure that they
when
could.
Travis Scott said, "Oh, we're working with police," I said, "Dude, the police should be working against you right now." Like, no offense, but like you literally killed people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's such a shitty situation, bro. And I pray that those families only get something out of this that will be somewhat, even something that's close to justice. Because there's no way you can, get
Yeah.
justice for this.
I mean-
some families lost their kids' lives, and that's unfortunate. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah, I mean, the best that they're probably going to get from it is just like a few $1 million, and even then, I mean, like a few $1 million doesn't really replace your dead child, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So, well, this whole thing, it needs to be a lesson to really everything, like there's a little bit of everything you can learn out of it, but the main thing is, if if you are a artist or a celebrity, then your main priority at a show should be to make sure that your fans are safe, because your fans are the people that support you. They give you your career at the end of the day, and that you're in. And so far, from what I've understood, like from how I've taken this from Travis Scott, gives no fucks about his fans.
oh yeah,
There's no way you can convince me right now that Travis Scott's like, oh yeah, I care about my fans.
even if he like is like, yeah, I care about my family. Like, I mean, he didn't show it at all.
No.
Well, like, I mean,
You show no reason for me to believe that, and this is where biased opinion comes in. I know he would never watch the podcast or listen to it.
oh yeah, most definitely not. But
No, but if he ever was to stumble upon this, you should be fucking ashamed about how you fucking handled that, man. You really should. Like, I've seen high schoolers like that would have probably handled this better.
true, honestly.
Like, dude, you could have probably hired high schoolers, and they'd have probably like, oh
I
yeah,
could have
this-
probably made
Yeah.
this whole thing. Like, I could have probably planned this whole thing by myself better than they planned the whole
Planned
thing
the
with
thing.
all the people they had.
Yep.
Like,
It's that bad. Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. This is a short video of our podcast that we do every week, The Boys Experience. If you'd like to watch a full episode, go ahead and go watch it. If you'd like to listen to it on Spotify, link will be down there. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Thanks.